Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest and welcome to February 25, 2025. I suppose 25 is the number of the day. 25 companies released results. 25 companies went bankrupt. 25 companies IPO'd on the ASX. I made those last few up. Another interesting day when it comes to results. A lot of volatility out there. We're talking about share prices of companies rising and falling over 10 to 20%. In fact, the stock of the day, John's Lyng Group, which I've just finished recording, was down 35%. And funny enough, I forgot to hit the record button, so I had to do take two. And I'm thinking maybe I should do dress rehearsals because my second take was by far better than my first take, even though I joked my first take was award-winning stuff. Anyway, so that's something to ponder, just doing a dress rehearsal before I record a video. Now, for the ASX Daily Rundown video, I don't want to do that because this sort of video is a little bit too long. But anyway, so a lot of interesting results today, a lot of movement in share prices. I did work overnight. So I actually did follow what was happening on Wall Street. I stopped following probably about an hour and a half before the market had closed over there. And when I saw our market was down a fair bit, I was like a little bit perplexed, I'll be honest with you. Now, because I was doing a night shift, the second of two night shifts, my routine after the two night shifts is I go for a 14K run, which takes about 2 hours. It's fairly slow. It's a nice run. I like it. So I get back home roughly about or just after 9 a.m. So the market had opened by then. And I do like that because then I can go through results and see how the market has reacted simultaneously in a way. Sort of simultaneously. So it's really interesting to see results, then thinking what I thought of those results, and then seeing how the market reacted on those results. And I was actually fairly accurate today. Okay, so I do have a top 5 stocks of the day. I want to stick with top 5 stocks. Yesterday was a bit haphazard and it was a little bit too, not long, but a lot of stuff in there, particularly those timestamps. So I'm going to try to stick to top 5 stocks all day. Today's top 5 stocks was a hard decision, but I have come up with 5 companies, and all these companies' share price, when I chose them to be in the top 5 stocks, were either up or down by more than 17%, including John's Lyng Group down 35%. We'll have a look at the ASX today, talk about the top 5 stocks, and then we'll have a look at some of your comments and try to answer some of your questions. I did quickly go through trading economics before I started recording because I had to wait a little bit of time for the previous video to render or whatever it's called. I have no idea. And nothing much is happening, to be honest with you. Asia markets follow Wall Street low. In fact, I read that and went, I didn't realize Wall Street was down all that much. Because when the last time I looked at Wall Street, Dow Jones was actually up 0.4 or 0.5%. And the NASDAQ was only down about 0.2. And that's why I was a little bit perplexed why our market was down big. I had a look at the 1 minute chart, and we did see a pretty rapid sell-off in the Wall Street or in those markets, those indices, in the last hour or so of trading. So a little bit worse than I thought, just because I sort of skipped last hour and a half, and it just shows you that sometimes the last hour and a half can be the most important part of trading. In fact, for the Dow Jones, it was the last probably about, I think it was like 10 minutes. Yeah, the last 10 minutes just went. And I think the same thing happened with NASDAQ. Just went, look at that. Just dove like a bird diving for a fish in the water. Anyway, let's go and have a look at the market today. When I actually went to White Rock to talk about the house, that sort of thing, my plans, what I want. A lot of decisions have to be made, but I still think it's the right decision because I could spend a little bit less for not a new house, but I just prefer a new house. A little bit more for a new house. I do prefer that. You have more choice and you can get what you want instead of maybe not what you want. And then if you don't get what you want for an old house, then you might have to upgrade it, update it, do some renovations, that sort of thing. So that might mean that if you do buy a house that is older, it might cost more if you do renovations. And I thought, yeah, just buy a new house. And anyway, Anyway, so yeah, so I came back from White Rock and our market was down about 0.8%, maybe even 0.9%. So we have seen a bit of recovery since then. It's only the XGO is only down 0.55%. Small caps has had the best day. And if we have a look at different sectors and indices, utilities up, and a few other sectors up. Healthcare is up, real estate, maybe Goodman Group, Staples Energy. A really bad day for discretionary. Don't know what's happening there. NIT, where's banks? Banks have had a bad day. Nice little rally yesterday, probably a one-day rally. What is happening with discretionary? Down 2.56%. Trying to think what companies in the discretionary sector released results today that were bad. I can't think of any. Domino's Pizza, Dep, yep, there. Domino's Pizza, that's about it that I can think offhand. So let's have a look at why discretionary is down big today. So Wesfarmers, I think, is the biggest company in this sector. I have a feeling it might be. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, Wesfarmers is. And it's just red across the board here. So, yeah, in fact, Domino's, yeah, there's Domino's all the way down 10.63%. Super Retail Group up a little bit. Corporate Travel Management up. That share price of that company is just going bonkers right now, which is really good. But, yeah, fair few of these companies are down a fair bit. So sort of a broad sell-off in consumer discretionary. So in a way, the market is probably suggesting weaker consumer spending moving forward because of weaker economy. Maybe it's not because of higher interest rates, because that's not happening yet. Anyway, so let's go back to the ASX today, and we'll have a look at the ASX 20 down 0.71%. I'm assuming banks are down, maybe Goodman Group is up. We'll say about 4 companies up, 16 down. 8 up, 12 down. So more than likely, the banks are down by a little bit more than I'm thinking. So let's confirm that. By market cap, yeah, CBA down 1.63%. BHP, NAB, Macquarie, all down by more than 1%. ANZ only down 0.71%. A good day for CSL. For some reason, a good day for Westpac. Who knows why? Who knows why? Maybe there's some rotation between the banks. Maybe someone sold out of CBA and bought Westpac. And there's Goodman Group's down, but maybe it was up. And Telstra might be looking pretty good, or pretty interesting, by the way. And REA Group's up. Go REA Group. Okay, so let's turn our attention to the top gainers of the day. We'll see what I've missed. Maybe not missed, but because I've missed a lot, I won't be talking about many companies. Now, the top gainer by percentage change is a company called Wide Open Agriculture. I've definitely missed this one. Pretty big turnover. Now, the market cap of this company is really low. And that's probably one of the reasons why I don't really follow this company much at all. I'm not even sure if they're selling much. If they are selling much, it's probably on pretty low margins because it's got wide open agriculture. Definitely not a quality company in the making, again, because it's got agriculture in its name. So wide open agriculture. Maybe they do free range stuff. I don't know. Anyway, so why is the share price up for this company I've never looked at before? Up 160%. Now, it's on a low base. Share price was 0.05 cents, not 0.5 cents, 0.05 cents, which means I don't care about this company at all. Well, I don't. Maybe I do now because it's above 1 cent. Anyway, so let's have a look at the announcement. What's caused interest in this company? Chinese market approval for wide open agriculture's lupin protein isolate. There you go. Let's see if this company has much receipts. I would say not much receipts, maybe 500,000 to $1 million at the most. 170,000. So fairly small company, not selling much. Operating cash flow negative by 1.2 million. You can sort of understand why the market cap is fairly low. And this is not the sort of announcement that would seduce me to take a closer look. I'll put it that way. I don't really care about this sort of announcement. Chinese market approval, they could sell $5,000 worth of products in a year. I just don't know. It's not a certain absolutely positive outcome for wide open agriculture. And let's have a look at the chart for this company. It is the best performing stock, not the stock of the day, but the best performing stock by percentage change. So pay a little bit more attention to it. And, well, that's a 1 minute chart. And the daily chart looks, what's been happening? Share price has been a downtrend since 2021. 4-year downtrend for what opened. When the share price moved in downtrend, share price was 90 cents. Now it's about 1 cent. Share price has dropped from 90 cents to 1 cent in 4 years. That's not what you want to see happen to your capital in a company. Let's move on. Oh, I forgot to do earnings calendar. I might do that before we have a look at the top 5 stocks of the day. Okay, back to the top gainers. Envirosuite, takeover bid. I would be a little bit pissed off if I was a long-term shareholder of Envirosuite. And the simple reason behind that is because the share price, I think this is an opportunistic takeover bid because the share price has been significantly higher than this over the last few years. So it's doubled from when it was, but look at this downtrend. And the share price was at this level not that long ago. We're talking about October, not that long ago. So it's a nice premium, but I think it's more opportunistic than anything. And if I'm a shareholder and I've been a shareholder for this company or in this company for a long time, I'm pretty peeved off. Share price has been significantly higher than it is now. Now, on the flip side, I did have a look at the most recent update. No growth. I want no growth. Not attracted to this company. I don't mind what they do, but not attraction to this company just based off revenue or lack of revenue growth. And I think they must have released it not that long ago. I don't think it was that. Maybe it was this. Maybe it was their results. Anyway, let's move on. Envirosuite, there's Pointerra. It is in my top 5 stocks of the day. Clean Space didn't make it. I do want to speak about Clean Space and a few other results that I were impressed by. Clean Space, yeah, I can sort of see why the market might be getting excited about that. So I will mention Clean Space in a little bit more detail later in the video. If I have time and if I remember, I should put it into my good bin. There's a few companies who should be my bad bin. Anyway, so Clean Space up nicely. And what else? Oh, Helia Group. That's in my top 5 stocks. So we can talk about that later. Zip's in my top 5 stocks. We'll talk about that later. Another good day for Energy One. I'm just a little bit concerned about the valuation of that company. A little bit too much excitement in Energy One. And if we have a look at the top gainers by market cap, APA Group, I believe a couple of upgrades have come in. Sometimes you do see that a company releases some good results, and then the next few days, if not the next day, a few upgrades for the company. So share price is riding on that upgrade. Perseus, did they release results? I can't remember. Perseus, I don't think they did. Well, they released results yesterday, and the share price was down a little bit. So we'll just call this noise. And what else do we have here? Parenti, nice little rebound after a big loss or drop yesterday. Qualitas, this is an interesting one. Share price up 11.3%. It didn't get into my top 5 stocks, and maybe I'm regretting it, but this is a newly listed company. When I say newly, I'm thinking a few years ago. I've never had a look at it. I couldn't even tell you what they do. But I had a very quick look at their numbers, and I went, oh, it's nice little growth in this company. I should pay a little bit more attention. So maybe this is the catalyst for me to pay a little bit more attention to a company called Qualitas. Resimac up on the release of results. Share price has been up and down. Solvar up. So both of those companies I won't talk about. Even though I am trading Solvar, it's good to see it's up, but I won't talk about their results. Time constrained. And People In. I'm not surprised there because I thought the results were okay, particularly their commentary, and the share price up 5.7% today. Share price was up a fair bit yesterday. And Pointerra up 30%. Definitely a company I want to talk about. And there's Stealth Group up 11%. I don't think they released results. I think I would have noticed it because I'm a shareholder. And I keep hearing people saying they're selling out of this. And my question is, yeah, I sort of can't understand why you want to sell. Share price just keeps on rising. And the valuation just keeps on rising. But look at the volume. Look at these spikes in volume. There's been interest in this company now since about August last year. Look at that volume. Look at that volume again in November. And today, pretty big volume coming through. Not sure why. In fact, let's have a look at the summary, course of sales. Is it just one big trade, maybe at the start of trading? Nope. She's looking for a massive big trade in here. Apparently you can download this, but I'm lazy and I just like going or doing this. It just looks like it's consistent buying or selling. I'd say it's buying because the share price is up. If it was selling or consistent selling, share price would be down. It's all about enthusiasm, I suppose. Anyway, I don't see any really big one transfer, which means this has been consistent buying. So good day for Stealth Group. I was actually thinking about selling this one the other day, and I was thinking, nah, not seeing much on the chart just yet to sell. And I should stick to that. What else? That's about it. City Chic. Oh, City Chic's chart might be looking pretty good. And Kneppy did release results today. The main concern I have, you can see the markup of Kneppy. This is the old Freedom Fighters or Freedom Food. Markup of Kneppy is 47.11 million. Now, if you compare the markup to their results, you might go, this company might be the cheapest company in history, but then have a look at the debt. Have a look at that debt. They have a lot of debt. So because of that debt, I don't pay much attention to Kneppy, but the results on the surface looks pretty good. Now let's have a look at the top losers. We're going to see, yep, John's Lyng Group there. Stock of the day, down 33.55%. Viva Energy, I'm pretty sure that put that in the top 5. Yep, share price down 25%. It just had to. Cyclopharm did not make it, down 20%. A company I've been following for a little bit of time. By the way, Mayfield Group down 19.5%. I wonder if that's on. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think this is just noise. I have a feeling this is just noise. Oh no, they did release results, and they released it at 2 p.m. That's why I missed it. So yeah, 2 p.m. So this is probably related to the results, and we probably saw a bit of a sell-off. Yeah, there was a bit of a sell-off. So obviously the results were a little bit weaker than what the market was hoping for. Yeah, a massive sell-off. Share price went from 97 cents to 87 cents upon the release of the results. There we go, Mayfield Group. So I have to have a closer look at that company. But again, on the back of results, our share price is down. And before I got distracted by Mayfield Group, Cyclopharm, yeah, I didn't think these results were, now to be honest with you, I had no expectations and I couldn't find any expectations. And a slight growth in revenue. I didn't see anything to absolutely hate here. So revenue up 5%. So maybe the market was expecting more than that. US revenues up 131% for the sale of Technagus. So, yeah, strong balance sheet. I didn't see anything here that I really, really hated. But again, I don't follow this company all that closely. And my view of these results were fairly quick, going through the results really quick. And then I saw the share price was down a fair bit. So that did make me a little bit more interested in these results. But I'll have a look later. Chart was looking interesting, and now the share price has dropped all the way back down. So it looked like it was heading for a breakout, and it's just failed. Failed miserably down to back to where it started. Let's go back to the top losers. PolyNovo released results yesterday at about 2 p.m. Share price down again today. Apparently, the share price is down because of a downgrade from, I'm thinking, Morningstar. Let me just verify that. See if I can verify that. We have, so what was it again? It was PolyNovo. I saw it somewhere. There was a downgrade. They released their results. Here it goes. PolyNovo shares tumble as Morningstar says stock overvalued. Now, I have looked at the Morningstar site, looking at some of the valuations of some of the companies, and I've laughed at them. What was one? REA Group. They said the true value of REA Group was something like below $100, which I just laughed at. And then they go and they're really high on some low quality companies, which I just laugh at. So I would totally ignore anything Morningstar has to say. And to be honest with you, I would ignore anything any analysis has to say in regards to whether a company is overvalued or undervalued. Anyway, so that's probably why PolyNovo is down. Again, the chart is looking weak for this company. And anyway, so it's looking pretty weak. And it was looking weak before this week. Again, using weak in the same word, but different ways. So what else? Blink Club, no. Dynamic Group, no. Nothing else I really want to talk about here. Nuix down again after a bad day yesterday. Let's have a quick look at the chart for Nuix. So their results, in my opinion, were disappointing. And it looks like the market might be agreeing with me. And the chart, yeah, definitely the chart has turned around. It's turned around, quite a while ago. What else? We have top losers. That's it by percentage change. Now let's have a look at top losers by market cap. Surely. So we've already talked about Viva. Domino's Pizza. Looks like they disappointed. I'm not sure exactly why, because I would have expected the results to be fairly weak. And don't forget, the share price of this company rallied not that long ago. The 7th of February, we're talking about 18 days ago, calendar days, and the share price is now back to where it started. And I still, why did it rally? I still remember thinking, why is the share price rallying? It's not that good. It's not that good. And I'm trying to remember why. It wasn't they had some maybe better results because they were cutting costs, something like that. And I'm not a big fan of that sort of growth model, cutting costs, not a big fan of that. Anyway, so that's Domino's Pizza. Share price has collapsed back to where it started. Other top losers today include Lifestyle Communities, released results yesterday. I am trading it. This could mean my get out of Lifestyle Communities. It's okay. I bought 3 companies at the same time. 9 Entertainment Group, Lifestyle Communities, and another company, which I forget right now. In fact, I can tell you in a second. Oh, Corporate Travel Management. If we have a look at the chart of all those 3 companies, yep, 9 Entertainment Group is up big. Corporate Travel Management, up big. And listed, whatever it's called, down a little bit, not much. So, yeah, it's all context. Maybe not context. I'm not sure context is the right word, but just because one position might be down a fair bit doesn't mean you need to stick to it, because other positions might be doing really well. Tasme, I don't know if I like that. I thought their results were pretty good. Share price down 8%. This is a trade for me. So this is another one where I might be getting out just because of the reaction. I might just linger a little bit. We don't have a sell signal just yet. I thought the results were actually quite good, but I had no context to the results. I haven't seen any commentary on it. But pretty nice growth numbers for Tasme. Drone Shield did release results, I believe. So share price down. Yeah, released results today. I wouldn't have expected much. And I'll be honest right here. If a company is releasing appendix 4Cs every quarter and they're on the cusp of profitability, that sort of thing, I prefer to stick to appendix 4Cs, and I won't have a look at their half-year, full-year results as fervently as their appendix 4C and 5B. I pay more credence to their quality cash flow report. And then hopefully, if a company does become operating cash flow and free cash flow positive, they then become profitable. Anyway, so Drone Shield, I'm more likely to have a look at their appendix 4C, and they should be releasing in the next one in about 2 months. Still 2-month wait. And what else? We'll go through this fairly quickly. Adairs down big yesterday, down big again today. Premium, another one I'm trading. The results were a little bit weaker than expected. I did see that. And yeah, I can understand why the share price is down. It is fairly close to a sell. It could have actually well below my sell level. Let's have a look. I don't mind this one-day candlestick. A lot of buying is coming in. So looks like the market has panicked. This is exactly why I tend to go through charts at the end of the day. Sometimes it doesn't work. I sold yesterday for plenty. Probably should just waited today. But I do like how the market has sort of responded here. Share price has rallied. So not getting a sell signal just yet for premium. Now, if the share price can't get above 80 cents, I might sell anyway. And there's a reason behind that. Tourism Holdings released a negative report talking about continued weak conditions into financial year 26. So that's why the share price is down 7. And also the chart probably has broken down because the share price looked like it was showing signs of just going sideways, consolidating. And yes, it has broken down. I was actually thinking about this as a potential trade because that level right there is a nice buy level. So around about $1.62. Today, share price has dropped below that. So this is a chance. This could be a negative breakdown, maybe we can call it. And Electro-Optics released results, but I won't talk about that. And Cyclopharm. Let's continue on. Veeam, Playside Studios, there's Mayfield Group. Yeah, nothing much else to talk about there. Okay, before we get to the top 5 stocks, there's a few things I want to talk about first. First one is earnings calendar. So a lot of interesting releases today. So I won't go through all this. So some of the companies I have not mentioned and probably won't mention include Woodside, share price up. AUB Group, I thought released pretty good results, but the share price was only up a little bit. And when I say a little bit, I'm thinking 3-4%. 3.39%. So it needed to be up about 10% to have a shot of being in the top 10 stocks. But I am a shareholder of this company. Chart was starting to look weak. I think these results have redeemed AUB Group, particularly its chart. But this is close to being, if not already, a high quality company. So more than likely, this will be a longer term position for me. And what else do we have here? Domino's, Nine Entertainment Group. I haven't talked about that. Share price up. So I did actually mention Nine Entertainment Group earlier, but not they release results. Share price up. A little bit surprised. I thought the results were a little bit weak, but what do I know? What do I know? Sims, share price up. Ingenia, Dalrymple, and Helia Group, Johns Lyng Group, Tasme, Qualitas. So I've actually mentioned a few of these companies. A company called Amplitude Energy. I thought it was a new listing. It's not. It used to be called Cooper Energy. Changed the name to Amplitude Energy. And that's it. Well, that's all I want to mention just now. Oh, yeah, there's one other thing I want to show you. This is from Livewire. Warren Buffett is dumping shares and his favorite valuation metric is flashing sell. So what is Warren Buffett's favorite valuation metric? Let's have a look. It can't be his Buffett indicator. That wouldn't be his favorite metric. I would like to know what his favorite metric is. Don't know. Anyway, I'll have a read of that later on. Now on to the top 5 stocks of the day. Starting off with Zip. Zippity doo da zippity day. Share price up 15%. So it's gone down from 17% to 15% in the last maybe 20, 30 minutes. That's when I decided of the top 5 stocks. It was just based off percentage change. Not exactly, because Clean Space did not make it and share price of that company is up 26%. Anyway, I did get some commentary on this one. I needed to know the expectations, and I did find it. Where did I find it? I found it in Capital Brief. Yeah, I just needed to see how the results compare to expectations, because when the share price is up 15%, that's a really good positive reaction. Now, I'm not trading Zip right now. I was trading it, but I do have a longer term position in this company. You might say it's one of my story stocks. I try to own as little story stock as possible. I don't really consider this a story stock, but I do think there's a chance this could be a disruptor to the finance sector, or this space anyway. It doesn't mean Zip's going to win, but I think there is disruption or a case to be made for disruption in this area. Okay, here we go. This is from UBS. So UBS noted that the company's gross profit, up 30% year on year, was or is 7% ahead of consensus estimates of 220 million. So that's gross profit. And UBS also mentioned that Zip's 4-year cash guidance came in higher than average forecast. So better than expected numbers and also better than expected outlook. So like John's Lyng Group, which was a double whammy, this is the opposite of a double whammy. This is like a double non-whammy. I have no idea what's the opposite of a whammy. Anyway, so that's why the share price of Zip is up. It was a positive report based off expectations and future expectations. So let's have a look at the chart for Zip. There's a simple reason I'm not trading this one. Share price was in a beautiful uptrend. Now, again, I do own these shares in this company for the long term. Beautiful uptrend. In fact, Zip's uptrend lasted about a year, just over a year. I don't know which way the share price is going to go from here. Now, it is looking a little bit more promising. The reason I don't know is because we saw a pretty big sell-off, and this was the time to get out for me. on the 30th of January, down 25.4%. Share price rallied a little bit. I do think that, I do think, what was I going to say? I have no idea what I was going to say. That's never happened to me in a video before. Anyway, a nice little rally today, but there was a moving average crossover back in the 7th of February. And definitely this uptrend, beautiful uptrend, has come to an end. Got to get rid of the $1.75. That was my trade. So definitely the uptrend has come to an end, and I don't know which way the share price is going to go. I think that's what I meant before, or was going to say before. Good day, but I need to have more confirmation. Wouldn't be surprised to see the share price remain going upwards or going sideways, and then we have another moving average crossover, and that could signify the new uptrend for Zip. So good results for Zip based off expectations, not only past, but also future. Okay, let's move on to stock coming in at number 4. We have Helia. This is interesting. I am trading Helia. Share price up 17.25%. So I'm trading Helia, and I saw the results. I had a quick look at the media results, and I was like, oh, doesn't look that good. We have across the board down numbers. So we're talking about statutory net profit down 16%, underlying net profit down 11%. I suppose dividend per share is up, and also special dividend per share is up 77%. Underlying return on equity down 120 basis points. So in a way, these results were weak. Now, I'm not sure if these did beat expectations. In fact, I didn't see that. They were just talking about this special dividend. All the articles I saw were just going on about the special dividend. Who cares about that? Because dividends aren't free. You get a special dividend of 53 cents. Share price is going to drop 55 cents when it goes ex-dividend. It's not free. Dividends aren't free. All you do is you increase your capital in terms of cash, if you want it in cash, and you decrease your shareholding. Or your value of not your shareholding, the value of your shareholding. Because if the share price drops 53 cents and you maintain, say, 1,000 shares, your value of those shares is dropped by your dividend. Again, dividends aren't free. Okay, so according to Capital Brief, Helia Group shares jump on improved payout and buyback. So what the market is saying, we approve of Helia's management capital allocation decisions. We like improved payout and we like a buyback. I'm not the biggest fan of dividends or any sort of payout. I don't mind buybacks. And I'm just trying to see in this article is if or whether or not Helia Group beat expectations. And yep, nothing here. They did release insurance revenue financial year 25 guidance to be between $310 and $390 million. Do we have, in this table, where is it again? I can't find what I just read. There it is. Insurance revenue. They don't really have revenue here in this table. Do they have it above? No, they don't. So this is some sort of mortgage. Is it a mortgage broker? It's not a mortgage. Is it a mortgage broker? Mortgage insurance provider. There we go. So let's have a look at the chart. And why did I take a trading position in this company? And why was I concerned that these results were not good and the market would punish Helia? So let's have a look at the chart. Share price dove a lot last year because of, I forget, they dropped a lot because of their relationship with CBA, something like that. I can't remember exactly what. And to be honest with you, when I saw the news, I just went, I don't really care about this. CBA, here we go. Helia shares plunge as CBA shops around a mortgage contract. I saw that, I went, who cares? Don't really care about either company. But now I'm different because I'm trading Helia. Why am I trading Helia? Share price after that went sideways for a while, started to creep higher back in October, November. Took me a bit of time to get in, so I bought at 444, and I suppose I'm happy with that return. Share price is now up 555, up 25%. I'm going to take that for a company that I've held for about 3 months. Yes, Helia, one of my successful trades. Among many. We'll say among many. Okay, let's talk about company coming in number 3. And, oh, this is a nasty one. This one, Viva Energy. This is named after either Coldplay, if you like Coldplay, because that song Viva La Loca or whatever that's called, or was that Ricky Martin? Viva. I'm pretty sure Coldplay had a song with Viva in it. Coldplay Viva. They might have even had I think it was a whole album called Viva La Vida. And then Ricky Martin. This is back to like 1994 or something. 1993 maybe. Livin' La Vida Loca. Oh, it's completely different. Viva. It hasn't got Viva in there. I thought it did. Anyway, 1999. So a little bit later than I thought. Anyway, I'm going on a bit of a tangent. So let's go back to Viva Energy. Share price down 26.46%. For this type of company, that just blows my mind. Wow. I would not expect this type of company to be down that amount of money. So Viva Energy owns like petrol stations, that sort of thing. Which one would be the best one? So I'm not sure exactly which one they owned. So they just mentioned here in the about section. Leading convenience retailer, commercial services, and energy infrastructure business. They don't even mention what they own. Oh, they own a lot. So petrol stations, they own more than that. So they own the Geelong refinery in Victoria, bulk fuels, aviation, bitumen, marine, chemicals, polymers and lubricants businesses supported by more than 20 terminals. So they do way more than I was suggesting. I just think of this company as they own some petrol stations up the road, sort of like Ampol. Anyway, so that just shows you I don't know a lot about some companies. Anyway, let's have a look at Viva Energy. Why is the share price down? I have no idea. I'll be honest with you, I didn't really think about Viva Energy when I saw the results. Did not think about this company one iota. Then I saw the share price down a lot and I went, oh, this has to be in the top 5 stocks because it's down 26%. So according to Capital Brief, they posted a full-year profit fall of 20%. Well, that does not matter. It doesn't matter if the profit fell because the expectations could be that the profit was going to fall 30%, and that means the share price would rally. So Helia was a great example. Profit fell, but share price went up. Don't know why. What we need to know is any sort of comparable or comparing to any sort of previous guidance. And I'm not getting this in this article. They're just talking about some commentary. While trading conditions remain challenging, so you don't ever want to hear that. They're talking about illicit tobacco trade. There you go. Impacting some of their stores. I didn't even realize there were tobacco stores anymore, which is intriguing for me. And yeah, in fact, they suffered from lower demand within its convenience business due to cost of living pressures. It sort of makes sense because whenever I go in to buy my petrol and I look at the cost of all the stuff they're selling, I go, why would you buy this when you could just go to the supermarket across the road and buy it for half the price? Anyway, so they're talking about the cost of, convenience business due to cost of living pressures and illicit tobacco trade. Won't someone think of the children? Stop the illicit tobacco trade. Politicians, how dare you? Anyway, so still don't see any reason why the share price is down 30% almost. Maybe. So I'm just going to show you something that it may not be here, but in market index, if you go to the latest on market index, more news, sometimes they have a little bit of an update, like a mid-morning update. So we have a dividend update for Helia. Maybe in the morning wrap, there could be mention of that. Let's have a look. I just want some sort of indication why the share price is down. No mention in the ASX Today at all. They're talking about EAUB, Johns Lyng Group Premium, talking about broker moves, but nothing about Viva Energy. I'm just going to Google it because I'm really intrigued why the share price is down so much. Is this an overreaction from the market? Shell petrol stations, that's what they own, Shell petrol stations. There you go. Thank you, AFR. In fact, AFR Reuters says something about forecast. Okay, so set for the worst day ever as Australian fuel retailer missed full-year profit expectations. Yeah, that makes sense. But I'd like to know how much they missed it by. And signal changing trading conditions. Yeah, we've already talked about that. Do they issue a downgrade as well? Here we go. I've got some numbers here. Viva's energy underlying profit dropped 20%, missing a consensus estimate of 260.6 million. So 254.2 million, and expectations were 260.6 million. So not much of a miss, but it's still a miss. If they beat it by the same amount, the share price would be up more than likely. So thank you, Reuters. Did not think I'd ever look at a Reuters article. We can have a look at AFR. I'm not a subscriber to AFR, and sometimes you get the whole article, and sometimes you don't. Fun enough, we got some Barrenjoey commentary here. Guidance was very underwhelming, according to Barrenjoey and energy analyst Dale Condors, who said it implies a very soft outlook for convenience. So that's their outlook. So maybe that's another reason why the share price is down. Wyatt said the sell-off was overdone and the weakness in retail appeared to have overshadowed continuous strong performance in Viva's commercial business. Maybe I should be looking at Financial Review a little bit more. This seems like a pretty good article. Anyway, so that's Viva Energy, although we should have a look at the chart first. Viva Las Vegas. Viva Energy Las Vegas. Okay, so the first thing you see when you look at this chart is why would you be holding this? That's my first question. I'll be asking myself, why am I holding this? Share price in a downtrend, looking weak. Share price just kept on falling, and then they released this today. Share price down at $1.75. In fact, the share price has halved since it moved into its downtrend. Yes, it's halved. Since it moved into its downtrend, the share price of this company has halved. Now, if you go have a look at the weekly chart, we're not quite close to an all-time low. That was back in 2020, 2021, but definitely possible, intriguing play in the future, this one, with the share price dropping a fair bit. So eventually I'll probably have or put this onto my watch list because eventually I'd say the share price should turn into an uptrend and sentiment should shift back to positive. I don't know when that's going to be. It could be, I was going to say tomorrow, but it's not going to be tomorrow. It could be a few months from now. It could be 6 months, a year, 5 years. I don't know. Now on to Pointerra, and some people will be saying, why is Pointerra not the stock of the day? Share price is up 30%. Oh, 26.76%. That was close. Share price did get up to 9.4, closed at 9. And the reason why the share price is up is because of their half-year report. I had no anticipation for Pointerra's half-year report. In fact, I'm more likely, and I think I mentioned this in the video, I pay more attention to companies at pennies 4C if they release it over their half-year report. Yes, I do pay more attention to a pennies 4Cs. They release those every quarter, get better indication of how a company is going. We got an indication of Pointerra in the previous pennies 4C share price, or just before that, share price has rallied a fair bit, and now we have a half-year report. I did see this being released at 8:06 a.m., and I thought, we'll just open it up. Now, I do own Pointerra shares. I've owned Pointerra shares for a long time, and these are shares I don't want to get rid of. I just think this company has so much potential. I just want to see some realization of that potential. And maybe, just maybe, we're getting close. The reason why is this page right here. Revenue up to $7 million. Profit of $636,000. You might laugh at that and say, wow, it's not much. It's a profit. It's not a loss, it's a profit. I'll be honest with you, I have not gone through the rest. That's it. That's all I looked at. They didn't release any, that's all they released. They need to release a presentation. I'm telling you, release a presentation. Focus on marketing. You want more investors now, because there's probably new investors really intrigued that this company is now profitable, and the best way to make them even more intrigued and get new investors intrigued about this company is release a really flashy presentation. So that would be my recommendation to Pointerra. Release that in these reports, because I can almost guarantee you, some people who have not looked at this company before saw this report and went, whoa, hello, a new profitable company. The reason I say that is I'm doing the same thing. I'm opening up some half-year reports and going, oh, this company's profitable. I'm going to have to pay closer attention to this company. They're profitable. It's one thing I'm looking for, small cap companies or micro cap that are now profitable. Anyway, so that's Pointerra, profitable half year. And I'll go through this in a finer detail later. There's no media about this. No one cares in the media. In fact, I'd say most media people wouldn't even know who or what this company does. If you have a look at the news section, so we talked about tip ranks, small caps, makes sense. No, that was 1 month ago. So there's just one article, and that was from tip ranks, which I don't know anything about. Anyway, so let's have a little chart for Pointerra. I was paying more attention to this chart because there was a pullback, not the weekly chart. Let's have a look at the daily chart. So there was a nice little pullback, and I thought, that could be a buy the dip situation. Pullback towards a 25-day moving average, and it's worked like a charm. Now, we need to see the share price get above 10 cents. It's a resistance level, a very natural resistance level for most companies. And we can see Pointerra struggling to get above 10 cents back in January. It tried 3 days in a row and then failed, and then the share price pulled back. I would not be surprised if there were some day traders hoping the share price would get above 10 cents. And when it didn't, sell. And that's why the share price went from 10 cents all the way back down to 7 cents in a fairly quick period of time. Now maybe we're starting to see a rally again in the share price. So a pretty good day for Pointerra. Not quite stock of the day because John's Lyng Group. So I have already done a standalone video on John's Lyng Group. Stock of the day, easy. Share price down 33%. We have seen a little bit of buying coming in. Share price was down as much as 37%. It was a double whammy. Worse than expected results. Downgrade. Oh, you don't want to see that happening. Even just a downgrade in itself can significantly destroy sentiment and the trend of the share price, or just maintain the downtrend. That's what's happened with John's Lyng Group. And the funny thing is, it's all because of the weather. As a meteorologist, I find a bit of irony in there that a company can be significantly affected by good weather. Yes, that's what's happening with John's Lyng Group. There's been good weather. The weather's been better than, maybe not better than expected. It's been better than terrible in terms of natural disasters, and they are suffering because of that. So won't someone think of the children? We need more weather disasters so John's Lyng Group can grow and can get more revenue. Anyway, so John's Lyng Group, stock of the day, I've done a standalone video, so look out for that. A few questions, I suppose. Kishan Kumar says, Kogan thoughts. Or maybe he's just saying KGN thoughts. My favorite letter is M. Second favorite letter, maybe K. I've never thought about it, to be honest with you. Never thought about it. KGN, okay, yeah, K could be my second favorite letter. G, nah. N, yeah, maybe. So obviously you're talking about Kogan. I am torn when it comes to Kogan. I will be honest, I don't use Kogan at all. I just use Amazon, and the competition is increasing. Is it Temu? So I'm pretty sure Australians can use Temu, so increasing competition in this space. But I do believe there's enough space for many competitors. Now, will Amazon allow that? Will Temu allow that? I don't know. So by far the smallest in this space is Kogan. I've been to the website a few times, not that impressed. I'm an Amazon person all the way. Find everything I want there. I'm not sure if what they're selling is cheaper. I have a feeling it might be cheaper than, say, JB Hi-Fi. That could be at a benefit. And they've really expanded into like Kogan credit cards, Kogan insurance, Kogan houses, Kogan toilets, Kogan wipes, and Kogan deodorant. That I think they should just focus and then expand more slowly. But anyway, that's Kogan, what I think of the business. I'm not a big fan of Russell and Kogan. And also the board, I'm not a big fan because of some of the remuneration they've given to Ruslan over the years, and I don't think he absolutely deserves it. They got a little bit too happy during COVID-19 or during 2020, and they thought the good times were going to roll on, and they did not. Of course, people were locked inside. They had to buy online. And they thought that was going to continue happening. Now, the chart. It was looking good towards the end of 2024, and I would not call Kogan a high quality company. So I'd be more focused on the chart. And at this point in time, I don't see much light at this point in time. So that's Kogan. Stoic Wisdom Unveiled has something really interesting here. Interesting that on the day you described the causal chart to be absolutely brilliant and no reason to sell, the share price fell the very next day and kept falling the months after. Just shows the unpredictability of share prices, even though chart may tell otherwise on the day. But well done on Tour and Superloop. And this is actually really important. This is the reason why I look at charts, or the charts I'm trading at the end of every single trading day. I'm just looking at the first signs of the shift in sentiment and the shift in the trend. Now, that first sign could be something insignificant or it can be something big. And with COSOL, it happened, I can't remember if it happened gradually or it happened in one foul swoop. So if you have a look at the chart for COSOL, yeah, it was a really nice looking chart. There was a really rapid rise in share price in May into June of last year, and that could have been a sort of a sign. But then the share price started to pull back, and we had a moving average crossover. So at some point here is a sell, and we haven't seen the share price really do anything since then. A little bit of volatility in there as well, and that's probably one thing about this company is just the volatility, and that is one thing I'm thinking about, staying out of these companies that have lower volatility. But yeah, so very important for me to have a look at the charts that I'm trading at the end of every single trading day, just to see. And what I do is I have a little list of all the companies I'm trading that I might want to sell soonish. So I'm getting a little bit concerned about the chart. And sometimes that list might be one company, two companies, might be no companies sometimes. Anyway, so thank you for that. Stoic Wisdom, you are wise. Motivational Flavio, I thought Aussie Broadband earnings were great, yet stock only up 3%. I think it's just negative sentiment in the overall market. And we saw a few companies who did release really good results, share price rallied, and then we saw a sell-off. And I think that's just negative sentiment. We saw that with Aussie Broadband, SKS Technologies, one or two others in there as well. And I just want to see if Aussie Broadband went up today. Oh, down 6%. I don't understand that. Don't understand that at all. What about SKS Technologies? Yeah, that's up. I understand that one. That was stunning results and stunning outlook, but I'm not sure about Aussie Broadband. It just could be a little bit of noise. I think the results were fine. Share price down. Yeah, it was. It's been really. The share price at one point today was up, so a lot of volatility in this one last few days. I'm not sure what's caused it. Yeah, the share price opened up. Yeah, 2% on open, and then just selling all through the day. I think there's just negative sentiment. That's happened 2 days in a row. Share price up on open and then selling. It could be just one fund manager getting out, but the results were good. Company's still moving in the right direction, and I think this is or could be an opportunity. The other thing I should mention is the chart. The daily chart does not look negative, so that's good. But I really wanted to see a breakout above $4. So maybe it will happen over the next few days, but I'll be willing to be patient with this one. Just James Dean says Brickworks, pretty sure that's Brickworks, is sitting on horizontal support line, also hitting 5-year straight trend line. Moving averages look weak. Thoughts? Brickworks. What did you say? You said sitting on horizontal support line. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's close to the horizontal support line. If we have a weekly chart, funny enough, if you have a look at the weekly chart, just put in the 200-week moving average, get rid of the other two moving averages. And yeah, this is a sort of a chart of a high-quality company over the last 12, 13 years. Share price drops below the 200-week moving average on occasion. That's the time to buy. It's getting close now, by the way. It's getting close now. So we've seen it happen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in the past. So maybe now is the time to think about Brickworks just based off this weekly chart. A daily chart, where is it? Daily chart, there is a bit of support, yeah, about 25. Between 24 and 25, there is a support zone in that level. So it's getting close. There's no trend for Brickworks, but if it does fall significantly more, I think this would be a buy. I'm going to call it a buy if it falls significantly more. Also, 5-year straight trend line. Oh, let's have a look at that. 5-year straight trend line. Oh, I see what you're saying here. So from the bottom of COVID-19 to this bottom there, and then you could go like that. Yeah, it's getting close. Yeah, you could do that as well. The great thing about technical analysis is there's many things you can do. It's very broad. And I really hate when some people say, and this was Andrew Page, who said, well, if technical analysis works, everyone will be doing it, and then it wouldn't work. But because technical analysis is so broad, you could be doing something that no one else is doing. And that's really good. You can't say that about, say, value investing. There's only one thing you do when it comes to value investing. You look for value. Maybe you can search for value different ways, but anyway. So thank you for that, Just James Dean. The moving averages look weak. Yes, they do. But I do think there is support there. And also with the share price moving towards the 200-week moving average, it is looking interesting just based off that. And I would say Brickworks is a quasi, at the very least, a quasi high quality company. Fantastico says, can you talk more about how US economy is in turmoil right now? It's in turmoil because we have Trump's gone in power, Doge. Look, I'll be honest with you. I do think many governments, Australian government, American government, are spending way too much money. We need more efficient spending by government. So what Trump is trying to do there, I don't actually have a problem. But how they're doing it, I do have a problem. I think they're just gone in with a broad stick and just cutting, slashing, whatever they're finding. And some of the things they've been doing, they have to get the people back because they've made the wrong choice. And I think I think it's focused on agencies that they have an agenda against. I definitely think it's focused on agencies they have an agenda against. So that's one thing. Tariffs is having an effect. We also have seen politicians, Republican politicians getting booed at city halls by Republican people because of what's happening. So that's not a really good sign. We're also seeing Trump's approval rating just drop like a rock. In fact, his approval rating is the worst in history after the first month in office. So it's a lot of uncertainty about what's going to happen, and we started to see signs of the economy starting to weaken. Another thing is he said one of his election promises was he's going to bring prices down as soon as he got into power, and now he's complaining, well, it's not my fault prices aren't going down, it's the other mob's fault. So there's a lot of people who are now coming out saying they made a mistake. They wish they could change their vote. I think this is now probably a Twitter thing or a meme, that sort of thing. And the main thing is, I think that what they're doing with what's it called, Department of Government Efficiency, I think that is a problem. I think that is a problem. And a lot of the cut in government aid are affecting a lot of farmers. Farmers are being significantly affected over there, which is an absolute disgrace. In my opinion, that's an absolute disgrace. A lot of those people, they relied on that sort of aid. And the other big problem is the reason why they're doing this, they're cutting all this money, is because Trump wants to give his rich buddies a tax cut. Himself, Elon Musk, a tax cut. That's going to cost the US government, was it $2 billion or $2 trillion? And they have to find the money somewhere, because don't forget that the Republican Party in America, whenever they're in power, debt goes out of control. They always go into power saying, we need to control this. We are the party to control debt, but it goes in complete opposite direction. Anyway, so tax cuts, I'm pretty sure it's like $2 trillion they have to find in savings. Tax cuts, USA, where is it? How much? how much, I forget what it's called. I want a total number. It says here total $5 to $11 trillion. Anyway, so 4 trillion over 10 years. Yeah, I knew it was a lot of money over a 10-year period. So they have to find the money somewhere, and the focus was this. And I think that's the wrong direction. In the longer term, I think they're moving in the right direction. That's exactly what you want to do. Have the government, the government wants to be more efficient. That's not only true in the United States. It's true here. It's definitely true here. And I do work for the government, by the way. I see a lot of inefficiencies. Anyway, so that's all I'm going to talk about in today's video. Yeah, the US economy, I think, is in turmoil right now. Yeah, and I think it could get worse. But the thing that's keeping me positive is I do know Trump is overly obsessed with the stock market. And if he sees the stock market going lower, significantly lower, he's going to panic. Maybe not panic is the right word, but he will react and do something that will be positive. Now, in saying that, I was surprised how little the market increased when he was in power last time. I thought it was up a lot, but it wasn't up a lot. So maybe he doesn't care that much. But I always thought he cared a lot about the stock market and stock market performance. He thought it was a proxy of how he was performing. Anyway, that's all I have for today's video. If you have any questions, any thoughts, leave those in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.